What's going on, guys? John here, hanging out with Nicholas Black. Welcome to the first ever Code Black Fitness video. Today we're going to be hanging out in the gym, just reviewing some equipment for you guys and doing a basic introduction to gym equipment.
The equipment we're going to take a look at today is going to be kind of for your entire body. So we're going to look at some leg action. We're going to look at some stuff for both the front and back of your legs. We're going to look at some stuff for your sides, for your lower back, and then some adjustable benches and some dumbbells and things like that. Some basic equipment you're going to see pretty much at any gym, just so you kind of know your way around.
Yeah, so you can get comfortable, kind of get the feel of stuff, you can see stuff, you can go into the gym. I know a lot of people when they go to the gym, the first thing they do is they kind of look around, they get overwhelmed, there's a lot of equipment, they don't know exactly where to start. So we're here to help you with that. So first off, we're going to go through some warm-up equipment here. We have a couple different pieces of equipment that Nick is going to talk about.
What we got first, you'll see this at most gyms. This is a recumbent bike. And what it allows you to do is, for people that have knee injuries and back injuries, you can just take a seat. You can still get a good leg workout. Almost all of them are adjustable where you can move the seat up and down. You pedal, kind of common sense. You'll have some kind of a board right here that'll allow you to check calories and all that kind of stuff. But on every single machine in the whole world, there's going to be a green button that says quick start. So whenever you don't know, just hit quick start and go until you can't breathe.
Perfect for warm-ups, cool downs, cardio, like you said, rehabilitation of the legs, all sorts of stuff.
Knee injuries of any kind, super important, because it would allow you to restrict the range of motion. So let's say my knee was really sore, I could push the seat back to where my leg is only really bending just a little bit, it wouldn't hurt so bad. And then as I get my flexibility back, I can start moving the seat forward and increasing the range of motion. So what we have here is a version of an elliptical. This one's called a pre-cord, but they're all basically the same. What you would see different on a lot of machines is some of them have hand grips so that you can actually assist in the leg motion, but the idea of it is it's a little bit like stepping and it's a little bit like walking, kind of uphill. It's a real smooth motion. Again, it's really good for your hips. If you have back injuries or knee problems, this is a really good machine for you. You can adjust your feet in the stirrups a little bit. You can come forward or you can go backwards depending on kind of how your legs feel. But the main concept, like any machine, if you find it in your gym, you're going to have a green quick start button. So whenever you don't know what to do and this is overwhelming, that's fine. Just push quick start and off you go.
And again, just perfect for warm-up, cool down, and getting a little bit of cardio in after your workout.
Here we have your basic treadmill. You'll find these in every gym. It seems a lot like walking because it is exactly like walking. These treadmills are good if you have knee problems because they have a little bit of give in them. It's not like walking on concrete, but you're not going to burn many more calories than just taking a walk. Why this would be good if you had really bad weather or again if you were injured. There's a quick start button on every one of these machines. Touch the green button, off you go.
Next, we're going to jump into a couple of different benches that you might run into in the gym.
So what we have here, we have three basic types of gym equipment benches that you're going to see pretty much everywhere. This is a decline bench. The reason it's a decline is because there is a decline angle. Your head would be at the end of it. The way you get in these things, they're all basically the same, is you kind of loop your legs in and hook. They can be used for chest exercises, for tricep exercises, but what these mostly get used for is just doing sit-ups. The benefit of having an angle is the higher my legs are, the more stress it is on my stomach. So if I want to get a little bit of extra ab workout, these decline benches are really good. They're also good for decline bench press exercises where you might use a dumbbell. The next piece of equipment you're going to see at every gym, no matter how small it is, you're going to see a flat bench. It is flat, there's no angle on it. It can be used for a million different things. You might use it as a stabilizer when you're working your back, doing row exercises. You might use it for bench pressing. When you have dumbbells or a bar, you're pressing straight up. You can use it for triceps. Some people use it for abdominal work. The point is, you're going to see this in every gym. And you're going to use it. It has a lot of utility.
It's a very versatile tool in the gym world.
The most useful of the benches is going to be one of these kind of adjustable benches. Now, the benefit of this one, they're not all the same, but they have the same basic concept. And that is that they start flat, and then you can adjust the back and change the angle. So there's all these little dials on here. Depending on the maker, they'll be in different places, but same theory. You're going to be able to change the angle. Okay? So let's say I wanted to create an incline angle with about 45-degree incline. I can even adjust the front of the seat up so I stay on the bench. I can lean back, I can find that angle that I'm looking for. If I want to work different parts of the chest, and that's what this is used most for, is hitting the chest at different angles. but you can also do biceps. So there's a lot of different activities you can do here, but this would change the angle. So if I'm pressing a weight straight up, this angle change makes a different part of my chest activate than if I was flat or if I was declined. And this allows me to go through a bunch of different angles. Again, why this might be important is people with shoulder injuries that can't do certain exercises. This allows you to adjust it and find a place or find that sweet spot where your injury is not hurting you, and you can go ahead and keep working out. These are very useful.
So now we're gonna go into dumbbells. As you can see, there's a variety of different dumbbells at this gym, big, small, little, and they all have their different uses and their different purposes. And now Nick's gonna tell us about some of the things that you can do with dumbbells.
Dumbbells all look a little bit different depending on which gym you're at, and even at the same gyms, you might find 4 or 5 different types of dumbbells. It's kind of preference. A lot of the times you'll see the smaller ones are rubberized. A lot of gyms have gone to that for safety's sake. But small or big, these things are important because they allow you to challenge your muscles all the way to the point where that muscle can no longer function. And depending on the repetition range that you or your trainer or your friends have decided is best for you, it kind of dictates the outcome of what you're gonna get out of it. So to give you an example, these are 8-pound dumbbells. They don't feel like much, right? So you probably wouldn't see a bunch of guys in the gym curling 8-pound dumbbells, right? This would be a bicep curl. However, if you had an injury, if you had a torn bicep or something like that, these would be exactly what you'd be using.
Great for rehabilitation.
Yeah, great for rehab, really strict form. And if you do enough repetitions, 8 pounds will seem like 800 pounds. This same 8 pounds used in a side lateral raise, which is for my shoulders, it's a lot heavier. Why? Because shoulders are typically not as strong as your biceps. So the right weight isn't necessarily for every single body part. Every body part is going to determine a different, different muscles need different weights and then different exercises. So again, you got to determine what your goals are, and once you figured out what your goals are, that's going to let you know where you want to start. Also, keep track of your workouts. Write down what you're doing so that next time you go in the gym, you know, oh, I'm supposed to use the 17-pound dumbbells as opposed to the 12s or the 25s to avoid injury. Okay, so one of the things we want to look at is just really quick kettlebells. You're going to see these at a lot of gyms, and it's basically a glob of weight with a handle, okay? They're used for a variety of things. Different trainers have a lot of different techniques. There's all sorts of things that can be done with them. For the main, purposes, it's another way to work your body. I would wait on kettlebells because they're a little bit more advanced and it's a little bit easier to get hurt or drop them or banged up. And you won't see them at every gym, but you will see them occasionally. This is a medicine ball. They're used for a variety of things. You can use them for your core. You can use them a lot in the same way you might use a kettlebell. Obviously, it's a lot safer because if it drops on my foot's not broken.
It's basically just a weighted ball used for exercise, and they are big, little, they can be rubber, they can be leather, they can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Sometimes they look like little basketballs, sometimes they're squishy like this one is. The squishy ones are nice because they won't hurt you and it allows you to do a lot of ab exercises and core routines. So we're in the cage area. This is a squat rack. A bar you're going to see in every gym. Cool thing about these bars, they're heavy enough that you can get a good workout. They're not so heavy that they'll break your neck if you're pretty safe. We have a lot of different bars. This one is about 45 to 50 pounds, but we have several different varieties. Okay, this is a basic squat cage, although it can be used for a bunch of different things. Cages in gyms are going to look a lot different, but for the most part, they serve the purpose of holding the heavier bars up. You might stack weight on them, and you don't want to have to pull that thing off the ground every time, especially if you want to squat. A basic squat can take on a bunch of different forms. You can have a front squat, okay, which would be where the weight is in front of your neck, okay? It's a very simple motion, nice and relaxed. You're dropping down, you're coming up. You notice the key is, one, I don't have much weight on here because I'm alone. If I had any kind of weight on here, I need to have a spotter because it's too easy to get injured, so you shouldn't be doing any of this stuff alone.
And a spotter is just someone there who is to support you. Whenever I'm squatting, Nick is spotting me. Sometimes when Nick is working out, he's got someone spotting him, but it's just someone there to support you and help you if you need it.
Yep. So always, if you're going to do any kind of work with a bar over your waist, have someone there to help you and kind of spot you and support you. Okay? Another kind of squat, which you'll see just in every gym in America, is hands on the bar. The bar rests just behind my traps. My head's up, nice and relaxed. I'm not looking at the moon. I'm not straining. My feet are about shoulder width apart. I I take a deep breath as I drop my hips back, drop down to about 90 degrees, breathe out as I stand. We're going to go into more detail about all this stuff, but for right now, it kind of gives you an idea of what a squat looks like. Oh, from the side, my head is up, nice and relaxed, my hips drop back, I drop down, I push through my heels, and I stand. And that takes the stress off of my knee. So, this is a lateral pull down. Now this machine, it's a pulley-based machine. You'll notice there's a pulley here, there's another one there, it goes down, and as you pull, the weight lifts up. That's the basic concept. And this is the concept behind a lot of gym equipment. This is a very simple one, as you can see. This happens to be a lat pull down. This is a wide grip, so you can go as wide as you want. The basic concept is I sit, I look up, and whatever grip I elect to take, my hands are parallel, they're smooth, I have a good grip. Okay, you notice my thumbs are with my fingers, and they're symmetrical, right? I don't have like one hand in here, right? Everything is balanced, okay? So I retract my scapulas, which is your shoulder blades. I just bring my shoulder blades back, okay? Make sure they're tight. I breathe out as I pull the weight down. I breathe in as I release. Nice and simple.
And these are just a few different bars and accessories that you can swap out on the pull-down machine.
Okay, so this is another pulley-based machine. Now you'll see this in a lot of gyms. This actually allows you to have connection points for different pieces of equipment. Ropes.
Both top and bottom.
Up here, and basically this would be for like a rope push down. If I was working my triceps, right? Okay, so as I'm extending, pulling the weight downward, my tricep, this muscle right here, is firing. Okay, so what's cool about these machines is they actually allow you to have several pulleys going at the same time. So maybe I want to do a chest cross, like a press. Well, what I would do is I would hook a grip here and a grip here, and I could actually have tension going on both sides at the same time. So it allows you to kind of get innovative with some of your workouts. Okay, so this particular machine is called a Gravitron. Well, what it is it's an assisted dip or an assisted pull-up machine. What it does is you put your knees on here and it counterbalances. So it's actually assisting you on the way up. So let's say I can't quite do a pull-up yet, but if I just had a little bit of help, I could probably do it. This machine's for you. So you put your knees on the pad, and I can put all the way up to my body weight on there. And then what happens is it's pushing me up just a little bit to help me get that full repetition that maybe I couldn't quite do on my own. Okay? And it works both with your pull-ups, and then also it works with your dips. So the same theory applies. I need a little bit of assistance. As I'm pushing, I'm like, I'm just not quite strong enough to get this on my own. That's fine. All you do is go and add a little bit of weight, which is going to add to the upward pressure. Okay, so this is a lower back extension, and they're built a little bit differently, but the concept is pretty much the same anywhere you'll find them. And the idea is that it will safely trap the back of your foot so that you can lean forward over the machine. It also usually has pads that go right at your thighs, and the idea is that the bottom half of my body is secure. It allows me to bend forward, and then using my hamstrings, my glutes, and my lower back, I can raise my body up. Okay? Nice and smooth. You'll see it a lot of gyms, people doing all sorts of crazy things with this, with really heavy weights, and they're spazzing out. That's not the way to do it. Take your time, go nice and slow, and just relax. This is a hamstring curl. They all look a little different, but the basic theory is the same. It's to work the back part of your leg, or the bicep femoris. It's basically the bicep of your leg. And how we do that is, we lay down on the machine, we can select the weight, always start with something nice and slow, okay, nice and relaxed. We have a foot adjustment here. What this determines is how far down on your leg the weight is. You want to get your knee closest to the movable axis of the machine. This is on every machine. And anytime there's a pivot, and there's a pivot in your body, you want the pivot in your body to be lined up with the pivot in the machine so that there's no kind of resistance and you start doing joint damage. So, I line up my knees with the joint, nice and relaxed. I can either grab the edge of the bench or I can grab the grips. Almost all of these machines will have grips built in. I point my heels, what would be forward, and then with my heels I'm going to pull straight up and slowly down. You notice on the way down is always slower. So I contract, and then very slowly and controlled decontract. So this is a leg press. Again, all gyms have different variety of leg press machines, but almost every gym will have some kind of leg press. The principle is the same. I'm going to sit inside. My feet will have some kind of platform where they can become stable. I want to make sure that I'm putting most of the pressure through my heels, not through my toes, because that generates too much stress on the knees. I want to get the seat, unless I have an injury, I want to get the seat set up where I'm right at about 90 degrees at the very bottom of the range of motion. Okay, so it's about 90 degrees. Okay, I can go narrow, I can go wide, but whatever I do, my head's going to be back, it's nice and relaxed, my shoulders are solid, my back is completely touching the pad. I can hold the grip here, or I can hold the bottom of the seat. It's always best to hold the grips if they have them for safety's sake. I breathe in, and then as I push, I breathe out. Okay, I don't want to lock my knees out, so always leave a little bit of space. Deep breath in, touch, and breathe out. Notice I'm not locking my knees out.
Alright guys, so this is the first ever content episode of Code Black Fitness featuring Nicholas Black. He's working out with me, showed us all the equipment today, and I don't know, I'm just kind of really excited to get this channel off the ground and start working out with you guys and help you get in shape and eat healthier.
It's important, guys, remember, have fun. Working out, it is called work, but it can still be fun. You can make great progress with your body and have a good time doing it.
And I've been working out for just a little over 2 months, I think.
Yeah, about 2 months.
With a week off for vacation, but you feel better and better and better, and it gets easier and easier and easier, and you will see change and progression over, I would say, a semi-short period of time. 2 months really isn't that much time, but I feel better than I've felt probably in the last 4 or 5 years of my life. I'm getting skinnier, I'm looking better, Nikki compliments the shape of my body, and it just, I don't know, it feels really good. So I hope you guys can get into this and start working out with us.
All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to have some good stuff in store for you.
Code Black Fitness.